I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Here from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
they got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get there. And it's going to take everybody.
What's up, Canes fam? Happy Thursday. You know what Thursday means? We're one day from Friday. You know what Friday means? Not only are we one day from the weekend, we are one day from Hurricanes football being back. Just like that. The big win of Notre Dame is long forgotten. Not really. I'll never forget that. It was beautiful. But it's time to focus on Bethune Cookman. And you know what? You're thinking, it's just Bethune, Joe. Tell that to Mario Cristobal. That man will not tolerate any disrespect of the Bethune Cookman Wildcats football team. Okay? Good to be here. I think I already said I'm Joe. I don't know if I already said that or not. Whatever. Going solo here. As always, on Thursdays, we do our look-ahead game prep for this week's opponent. Full podcast dropped on Monday, so go check that out. But this is just to preview the opponent. So typically, we would interview one of our fellow College Huddle Network podcasts but no one covers Bethune Cookman. So if you're out there and you are a Bethune Cookman podcast, please hit me up so we can get you connected with the College Huddle. And so we can do a formal interview. And so maybe we could have someone on here that actually knows what they're talking about other than me. But I'm going to do my best here, all right? One quick note, just as I'm thinking back to the Notre Dame game. Again, I know I said that this is long forgotten, but I just want us to remember where we're coming from here, okay? Mario Cristobal year 1 and the losses that we went through. And Coach actually talked about this on the infamous Mario Cristobal show starring Joe Zagacki and Don Bailey Jr. It is riveting television. If you guys don't watch that now, please tune in. You can't look away from that production. Absolutely incredible. And Coach talked about some of the pains that they went through, and he said they're talking about Ruben Bain. Okay, a guy that I am now already seeing on some Heisman watch list after one game. I'm also seeing Thomas Castellanos on some watch list after one game. So take that with what you will, grain of salt, etc. Where was I going? Ruben Bain, the stud he is, Hurricane Bain, and Mario Cristobal talking about how after some of those losses, I'm thinking Middle Tennessee State. That's what lost. He didn't mention what the loss was. I'm thinking Middle Tennessee State. I think Ruben Bain might have been at that game, or he was at one of these bad losses, and Coach having to talk to him and his family after a loss like that and basically paint the future for him, pitch them what this program's going to look like 3 years later and how Ruben Bain's going to play a part of that. And that's what happened. And the only way it can happen is what Cristobal has preached from day one, and it's the three things. It's hard work, it's talent acquisition, and it's player development. And he has been telling us those three things are happening, need to happen, and they happened from the moment he got here. He had to deal with the roster that he was given. He kind of saved that recruiting class best he could, got some of the guys that we're seeing today, and he needed to just stay the course, and us fans were a little more anxious about it. Some people weren't as patient, but that Notre Dame game, like everyone's been talking about, like we mentioned on our show on Monday, that Notre Dame game was the culmination of all of that, all of the hard work, all of the talent acquisition, and all of the player development coming together in a beautiful victory at Hard Rock Stadium. But we look ahead to Bethune Cookman, the Wildcats, who are coming off a absolutely horrendous season, folks, okay? 2-10. Now, they're on the year 3 of their coach. This 2-10, you got to look a little more into it, as they had 5 of those 10 losses they were one-score games. So they were losing very close games for a lot of the season. And so take that take that how you will. I don't know. So they were expecting, obviously, to have a better season this year, and they opened up against FIU, our brothers in South Florida, our brothers that beat us last time. So that was, I hate FIU now. Where was I going now? Now I'm just thinking about FIU at the Orange Bowl. Yes. They opened up against FIU, and they got crushed. And they had never actually lost to FIU, surprisingly, and I guess their history goes back very far. I think FIU's second game ever as a program was against Bethune Cookman, but Bethune Cookman had never lost to FIU, so that happened, and now they have to face Miami, the newly ranked number 5 in the nation, Miami. I don't really know where to start with this Bethune team, but here's what I'm going to say. Miami has to become the team that no longer plays up and down to their opponents. That has been such a thing the last 20, going on 25 years. Is this a team that plays up and down to their opponents? A team like Bethune Cookman, coming off of a win like Notre Dame, is a perfect opportunity to, it's almost like a scrimmage against yourself. Like, you have an opportunity to go out there and just do everything right, make all of the right plays, and it's almost like your chance to get your individual tape on film, like a mini spring game type thing where who cares who you're playing? None of that matters. There's not even a spread on this game. Go out there and execute, and everyone will be better for it. Like, you have an opportunity to go out there. You only get 12 regular season games, so I want to see this team just make the most of every snap. We have now the depth that we're going to be able to see some of that depth chart come to fruition on Saturday, and so I'm excited for all of those opportunities as well. So I guess where I'm thinking here with Bethune, I mean, looking at their roster, their 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ransom and Timmy McClain. So Ransom was their starting quarterback last year. He, out of Bethune Cookman quarterbacks in the past, he's probably one of the better throwers of the football that they've had, and he can run. And so this will be an interesting thing, because we did see CJ Carr run that quarterback draw a few times against us very effectively, one of those going for a touchdown. And so this will be an opportunity for Miami, for our defensive line linebackers, to face a running quarterback, a quarterback that is athletic, that can move around. They probably have watched tape of Notre Dame running that draw against us, and they're probably going to try to execute something similar. Obviously, their offensive line is a little bit different than the Fighting Irish, but that'll be an interesting thing to watch, to see how we deal with a running quarterback like that. And then Timmy McClain, he got most of the snaps against FIU. He started out at USF, transferred to Arkansas State, is now at Bethune Cookman. So, again, a guy that he has talent. Like, coach says that this is a really good football team. Okay, he's going to respect the opponent, and so am I. And you look at their roster, and they do have some good players. I mean, this Ransom guy, he was named to the HBCU National Player of the Year watch list going into the season. So there's obviously some talent there. They are picked to finish 5th in the SWAC, so they're not the worst team in the SWAC. I'm not sure what SWAC, I guess. Yeah, I guess, SWACtion. They're picked to finish 5th, and so they're not the best. They're not the worst. They're kind of middle of the road there. So we'll see. We'll see on that front, but that'll be something to look out for, I think. Can we keep the quarterback from scrambling, running? It's something that Miami football teams of the past have really struggled with. As of recently, not so much. So we'll see there. And then on the other side of the ball, Bethune Cookman really struggles to stop the run. So this is going to be an opportunity to see all of our running backs. Jimmy mentioned Pringle last week. I think we see a little Gerard Pringle action, perhaps. I am going to pull up the most recent Miami Hurricanes depth chart that we had going into Notre Dame, just so I can get an idea of who we might see as far as the third guys go. So obviously, with depth charts in college football, the ones and the twos you're always seeing. Let me make sure that, okay, so let's start quarterback, Emory Williams, second string. We're obviously going to see Emory Williams, and there is a chance of seeing Luke Nickel, I think. Usually with quarterbacks, I feel like we don't see third string, but we'll see. Maybe late in the fourth quarter, we'll get a little Emory action. And we saw all three running backs at play on Saturday as far as Mark Fletcher, Jordan Lyle, and Marty Brown goes. See if Jordan Lyle's healthy, but obviously number one goal here is to keep everybody healthy. And then as far as wide receivers go, I had mentioned on the show on Monday that I really need to see Ray Joseph. Like, he's somebody that we're going to need in this wide receiver room. We obviously saw C.J. Daniels and JoJo Trader. We need to see a little bit more of him. Obviously, we didn't see too much of him against Notre Dame. We saw a lot of Malachi Toney. That was beautiful. And then would love to, Nye Carr, Josh Moore, those guys, and everybody needs touches here and just needs reps. Would love to see more out of the tight ends. We saw a little bit of Elijah Lofton. So that and Alex Bowman, I know he was in. I don't know if he had any catches. So see some more there. And then as we look onto the defensive side of the ball, I think we're going to get a lot of burn on our defensive line, and we're going to be able to go really deep there. And so I think Armando Blunt will be able to see a little bit of action from him. Dante Simpson, we'll be able to see Malik Bryant. We already saw a lot of Lightfoot, Booker Pickett. And at linebacker, I think a lot of these guys we've seen already in that Notre Dame game, it's nice to be able to kind of put in those fresh legs on a third down and be able to still have a very stout defense. So it's going to be a lot of the names that we already saw. And then, maybe, should we give Bert Auburn a chance at kicker too? See if he has anything? I don't think so. Let Carter Davis, the Irish killer, keep on kicking. But really, folks, I think this game, as you know, is more about not who Bethune Cookman is and what they're going to do. It's more about the Miami Hurricanes. Can they just execute at a very high level against an inferior opponent? That is what the best teams do. They go in, they don't make any stupid mistakes that happen just because you're playing down to your opponent. Get in there, first string guys, get in there, get a big lead, get out healthy. Second string guys, third string guys, get in there. This is your chance to put some good stuff on film. This is your chance to start kind of moving your way up the depth chart. But I think across the board, I just don't want to see any playing down, disrespecting this opponent. Like, let's go out there. Let's just have a Saturday. I don't want my heart rate to go up at all. What year was it? I think it was 2013, was it? That the final score against Bethune Cookman was like 38-10. I mean, it was like, let me pull that up really quick here. I think it was 2013. Miami Hurricanes history versus Bethune Cookman. Last time we played was 2023. We beat them pretty good. We only put up 48 points. I'd love to see us put up more than 48 points this time around. Not just Miami Hurricanes history, although that sounds nice. Miami Hurricanes history versus Bethune Cookman. Thank you. Let us see. So, head-to-head history. Oh, this website's called AIscore.com. Gross. And, of course, it's a disaster, just like AI. This next segment is brought to you by the death to AI. Wow, this is just brutal that none of this is coming up. Oh, boy. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'll find it, but I think it was then. Why don't I just put 2013 if that's what I think the date is? Such an idiot. 2011? Was it 2011? Oh, here we go. It was 2012. Wow, none of that was right. 38-10 was the final. Let's click into this recap here. Yeah, the Wildcats took a 7-0 lead on a 1-yard run with 2:37 remaining in the first quarter. We then returned a kick 95 yards to tie it 7-7. It was 24-7 going into the third quarter. Bethune Cookman made it 24-10 on a 31-yard field goal with 9:49 remaining. And then Duke Johnson had a touchdown run to make it 31-10. But good Lord, you're telling me we were up 24-7 only going into the fourth quarter, and they cut it to 24-10 with 9:49 remaining? That is, my God. Having said all that, if they go up 7-0 in the first quarter, I am going to cry. That can't happen. We need to start fast, start strong. Let's go. All right? That's what I'm looking for. That is the brilliant Bethune Cookman prep that I have. As you guys, we desperately need a Bethune Cookman podcast so we can have somebody that actually can go a little more in depth into this roster. But truly, this game is more about Miami than it is Bethune. More about internal, what you're doing as a team rather than the opponent you're playing. All right, let's play ourselves on Saturday, and let's go out there and execute the highest level. Execute like a national championship program, because that's what we're after. All right? Just looking real quick, kind of looking ahead. Like I said, we're ranked number 5 in the nation now. Love it, forget it, move on, onward. I will say my score prediction for this game was 60-7. I didn't think Bethune Cookman had a kicker, but I guess they do. He made 3 against FIU, so I might go 60-10. I'll take that. Win by 50, give them a touchdown and a field goal, and we get a lot of burn from our second, third string guys. Sign me up. Yeah, I think that's really all I got for here. So let's look ahead real quick before I sign off here. And what's our schedule looking like the rest of September? So looking ahead, we obviously hope to go 2-0 here, right? 2-0 going into USF. Now, it's going to be interesting watching USF play Florida this weekend. USF with a big opening weekend against Boise State. So what's this team made of? It'll be an interesting watch, USF versus Florida. And then obviously we get Florida the following week. So I'm still obviously, especially after that Notre Dame performance, feeling good. Give us a win there. We're 3-0 now heading into, and I'm assuming Florida beats USF, heading into a massive game against Florida. So everything I'm saying right now, Coach Cristobal would punch me in the face for, called looking ahead. Good Lord, am I looking ahead, and I'm just chalking up wins as we go. And then we face Florida in what's going to be a huge game. Again, at Hard Rock Stadium, 4th home game in a row to start off the year. And this is going to be game day. This is going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff, I'm assuming. This thing is going to be nuts. Everything the Notre Dame game was and more. I mean, as we start heading into the season, last game of September, going into a bye week, things are getting real here. Massive against your rival. And then we have our bye week, and then we're already in October. Guys, this is moving fast. College football goes fast, and any given Saturday, you can go down. So this team has all the talent to get it done. We're healthy through 1 week. It could not have been a better first week. We now, again, Bethune Cookman, get it done because we have a chance to do something special as we're looking ahead of the schedule. I'm not even going to mention that October 4th game. What that is. I don't even know what that is right now because that team that we're playing, not even going to mention, I don't know what's going on, all right? A huge first win for them. Their quarterback is on a Heisman watch list already. They're just over the moon. 2-10 last year. They're ranked number 14 in the nation now. I can't even wrap my head around what that game will mean October 4th. We got a long ways to go till then. They don't really play anybody until then, so I'm assuming both teams are going to be playing for a lot at that point. Oh, I can't even do it. Not even going to get Bethune Cookman. Like Mario Cristobal says, they got a lot of good players. That's a really, really good football team over there. Really well coached. A lot of talent across the board. I mean, my God, he talks about Bethune Cookman like they are the Ohio State University. So if you just listen to him, this is the hardest game on our schedule. If you're listening to me, I'm saying that we're not even playing anybody on Saturday. We're playing ourselves. So we're on a little different wavelengths here. I get it. He's got to respect the opponent, and he always shows the utmost respect. Every team we play is the greatest team in the world in his mind and has the greatest players in the world. So we'll see, guys. But yeah, that's my Bethune-Cookman prep. Really, really riveting stuff, I know. And yeah, I think that's it for me, guys. We got a great weekend of college football ahead of us. Every weekend's good at this point, right? Football is back. Let's go. For any Dolphin fans out there, we start the season on Sunday. That's going to be a little different. I think I need my Miami Hurricanes to be my source of happiness this season because I do not think it will be coming from the Dolphins. Okay, well, I hope everybody has a great Thursday. It's almost Friday. Have a great weekend. Let's go Canes. If you're going, Miami Knights will not be at that game. So section 343, road 24 will be a little more empty than normal. But if you are going to the game, safe travels to it. Enjoy the tailgate. Hopefully it's good weather. It's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy, but let's enjoy the band at the halftime show. That's always fun. Bethune Cookman's got a great band. And yeah, let's keep going. Let's just 1 week at a time. Coach is right. I'm wrong. 1 week at a time. Let's go 2-0. Beat the Wildcats. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.